Part 3. Now this is where it gets complex, my lovelies. So I think this is what happened, I'm not sure. But Palpatine wanted to create a crisis on Naboo so that the naive young queen would propose a vote of no confidence for Chancellor Valorum. This would lead to Palpatine getting elected in his place, right? That's the plot, I think? So how does killing the Jedi or creating a communications blackout on the planet even get word back to the Senate that there is a crisis? At the end of the movie, Amidala goes back to the planet to solve the problem herself, because the Senate wanted to send an independent team to investigate whether or not the invasion was real.
Will you defer your motion to allow a commission to explore the validity of your accusations?
I guess the testimony of 2 Jedi Knights wasn't good enough. Those were the guys that Valorum trusted enough to settle the whole dispute in the first place? That don't make sense. So anyways, when the guys told Palpatine that the Jedis were there, he should have said this.
Tell the Jedi that there will be no negotiations. Tell them that you plan to invade the planet next, and then send them back to Coruscant to inform the Senate.
Instead, he tells him to do the exact opposite of what will help his plan. Like he wanted her to sign the treaty, right?
I want that treaty signed.
He seemed really intent on having her sign the treaty to make the invasion legal. So what if she was like a total coward and then actually signed the treaty? Like right away? Then the crisis would be over and there'd be no need for a vote of no confidence. See what I mean? This sounding like an 8-year-old wrote it? So anyways, it's time to kill off the Jedi. Oh good. How do they go about it? Well, they start pumping in an obvious deadly white gas into the room. This alerts them to danger. Well, actually, blowing up their ship does. I guess they should have pumped in the gas first, and after the Jedis were dead, then blow the ship up? Anyways, back to the gas. Hey idiots! Have you ever heard of carbon monoxide? It's odorless and colorless. Your wife won't even know what hit her. Oh, I mean Jedi. Also, moments earlier, the Jedi willingly drank tea that was given to them, while they discussed how everything felt really fishy.
I sense an unusual amount of fear for something as trivial as this trade dispute.
Hey, you guys got any rat poison lying around? Put it in the tea! Put it in the tea! They'll drink it! Put the rat poison in the tea! So anyways, then the dioxazine starts filling up the room, and then...
Dioxazine.
Hey wait, how does Qui-Gon know what kind of gas it is before he smells it? Isn't that like a contradiction? Do you smell the deadly white gas? I guess it's a little too late. Maybe we just got a little sniff of it. Anyways, this idea could work, because we see that the Jedi hold their breath, which implies there's some kind of danger of them running out of breath, right? Maybe they could hold their breath for like 2 hours, because they're Jedis. Well, no, that's not true, because later in the film we see they need to use them breathing things underwater for that short swim to the Gunga Sea world. So anyways, it's like the Jedi know that the droids are going to open up the door in a very short time before they run out of breath, because they don't immediately start trying to cut their way out, which is what I'd be doing. I'd probably be screaming too, like a little girl. So what are they doing in there? Then the dumbest line in the movie is said.
They must be dead by now. Destroy what's left of them.
What does that mean? Hey asshole, how about you leave the door closed for like 4 hours? And then if they try to cut through the door, start shooting them in the face. Then pump in more gas and keep pumping it in. Obviously you've never suffocated a hooker that was trying to escape from your crawl space before. I'd recommend spraying Raid in there. You need to go with the fast kill, low irritant kind. It's in the blue bottle, it works the best. You'll need about 6 cans though. What was I talking about? Oh right. So they open the doors anyways, and they let the Jedi out and attack them with completely useless robots. Just tell them to leave, and that you don't want to negotiate. And then when their ship flies out of your space dock, shoot it with lasers! Also, we need to consider the fact that killing 2 Jedi that were sent there as peaceful ambassadors would be a pretty heinous crime in the eyes of the Galactic Senate, an organization that runs everything, including the space taxes. I mean, you could just claim that they never got there.
I know nothing of any ambassadors.
I have assurances from the Chancellor. His ambassadors did it right.
But now you've got the burned wreckage of their ship inside your horribly burned docking bay. Number 4. Who's doing what? Where? Why? Why are the Shatnerians taking orders from this mystery hologram again? What did he promise them that would be so worth risking their entire organization for? The location of the Fountain of Youth? A planet made of gold? Corrective surgery for this woman's face? How about a night in Megan's foxhole? Seriously, what was it? Oh, we're never told, are we? Generally speaking, it's easy to get a handful of insane people to follow you on some kind of legal or crazy scheme. But when you're talking about a huge organization that's run with military efficiency, then they're probably going to want something in return for the use of 30 of their ships and risking everything. Darth Sidious can't really promise them future political favors because it would give away who he is. When they got arrested at the end, they could just say, "It was like a hologram in a cloak. He made us do it. In fact, he looks like Palpatine. And he sounds like him too. We got the recordings of the hologram. You want to look at him?" I find it hard to believe that these guys never started pointing fingers after they got caught. Number 5. I can't put enough quotation marks around the word story, so I won't try.
Sir, they've gone up the ventilation shaft.
How do you know that? I said, how do you know that? Answer me, thing in the mouth face. What is that anyways? What, did you smoke too much? What's wrong with your face? Anyways, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, they end up in the hangar bay somehow, where the droid armies are being staged for an invasion. Why don't the Jedis just start fighting all of them? Then steal a ship and head back to Coruscant to tell the Galactic Senate what's going on? It's not so crazy because later in the film they attempt to run the blockade with one ship and they make it through. The fact that they even tried that makes this a possible option. What is wrong with your face? But instead, Qui-Gon in all his wisdom thinks it's a better idea to go down with the army to, quote, warn the Naboo.
We've got to warn the Naboo and contact Chancellor Valorum.
Hey, genius, if you're going down with the army, don't you think it's a little too late to warn them about the army? And what the fuck are the Naboo gonna do anyways? They don't even have a real army, just volunteers.
Our security volunteers will be no match against the battle-hardened Federation army.
So the droid army just rolls in, unchallenged as expected. Just like the Nazis into France in a little historical event you might have heard of. What was it called? The French Revolution? Anyways, so then for no reason they decide to stow away on different ships.
Let's split up. Stow aboard separate ships and meet down on the planet.
Is this guy a fucking retard? Maybe that's why they call him Qui-Gon Jinn, because he's always drinking gin. This is a minor point, but what would going down on the planet on separate ships accomplish? Let's think about this. Number 1, increase the chances of getting caught by 100%. 2, have no one else to help you if you get caught and get into a fight with robots. 3, increase the possibility of getting separated by hundreds, if not thousands of miles by not knowing where the other craft is going to land on the planet. But thankfully they both aren't discovered and they meet up in the same spot in the woods. Then, although the reason for them going down to the planet was to warn the Naboo about the army, they decide to follow a cartoon rabbit underwater. Why? Why not just keep moving towards the Naboo city? Hey Ginny, I thought you went down there to warn the Naboo. How is this gonna accomplish that? What was your plan from the beginning when you got down there? Did you plan to find a magical underwater craft that would go through the planet's core? Or did you just plan to run along the surface? What's wrong with your face? This is the first point they should have ditched Jar Jar. This is also the point when the movie starts to officially fall apart. This is the moment when the Star Wars saga is now damaged totally beyond repair. The lapses in common sense and logic begin to compound on the movie, and now it is broken. I could end this review here, but I'm really just getting started. I do have to go to traffic court soon though. I accidentally ran over a Korean family with my car. What is wrong with your face?